Welcome to the second video in the Christian Posture series. We're going to talk about something that is absolutely essential if we want to serve and reach others. And that's the idea that faith is on a spectrum. Let's begin with a question. Have you ever been hesitant to ask for help because you were afraid that either you wouldn't fit in or you'd be judged? Think about a time you started a new job. The work, the people, the names, they're all new. That's an intimidating spot for even the most confident people. It can be downright discouraging if people don't remember that they were once beginners too. And you seek after that mentor that walks alongside you, shows you around, introduces you to new people, asks you questions about yourself, seeks to get to know you. They don't seem to care that you don't know that job yet. They just appreciate you. That's exactly how many of the people we serve may feel when they walk through our doors. And they'll be seeking that comfortable mentor. People coming to a Christ-centered ministry may be carrying a lot of questions. Some people may be curious. Some are skeptical. Some are wounded. They may be worried they'll be judged, that they'll be preached at, or looked down on for not believing the same things that we do, or not even knowing as much about the Bible that we know. Maybe they don't know what they believe at all. They may feel unworthy as faithful Christians themselves. So what do? Well, we meet them exactly where they are, with patience, gentleness, all those fruits of the Spirit. You see, faith doesn't happen in a moment. It grows over time. And just like a small seed, it doesn't need to be rushed or pressured to growth. It needs nurturing. It needs love. It needs time. Some of our guests, they will be devoted Christians. Others may not be sure what they believe in. They may not believe in God at all. Many will be somewhere in between. But chances are they're hurting. They're unsure. They might be angry at God. Maybe carrying past pain from a negative church experience. That's the reality. And that's okay. Our role isn't to convince, convert, or correct. It's to walk alongside. Gentle patience is needed to open hearts to the Word. If someone is low on faith, pushing too hard, or acting like we have it all together, that will backfire. I guarantee it. You see, faith is like a small plant. You water it, you tend to it. You don't yank on it to make it grow faster. And most importantly, you don't ignore it. You care for it with compassion. The truth is, some people are expecting us to be harsh. They expect religious people to be preachy or fake, to be Bible thumpers. They've seen it in the headlines. They've been burned before. And even if they haven't, there's a widespread perception that Christians think they're better than everyone else. That couldn't be further from the truth. We get to change that narrative, not by being perfect, but by being present. C.S. Lewis once said that the world unfairly expects Christians to be obviously nicer than everyone else. And they unfairly divide people into two camps. Christians must be saints, and everyone else, not so much. But that's just not real life. People are people. Some of the kindest people you'll meet may not know Jesus yet. And some Christians, ourselves included, we're all a work in progress. That's the whole point of grace. So don't label anyone. Don't make assumptions. Just meet people where they are, as they are, for who they are. When we stop trying to fix someone's belief and start building trust through love, something amazing happens. The soil of their heart becomes fertile for faith to grow. And it's God, not us, who causes that growth. We just bury seeds in the dirt and water them. Sometimes we forget where credit belongs when that seed begins to sprout. The reality is, many people only know Christianity through the lens of stereotypes. Some may never have set foot in a church. Others might associate faith with hurt, hypocrisy, or manipulation. The fact is, people may have a belief about religion, the church, or Christians that paints them in a negative light because of a misunderstanding of Christianity. Their beliefs may not even stem from personal experiences or experiences that they can point to a time when they were wronged by the church, but rather passively accepted based on stories they've heard from people that they probably can't even name. True or not, the fallen human nature that makes up the church does not discredit Jesus and his perfect teaching. It's kind of like declaring that the cars are no good because there are bad drivers. It doesn't make much sense, does it? But that's how it is. But back to my main point. This may be the first time they've been willing to walk into a faith-based organization, and you may be the first person they come in contact with. It's up to you to reflect the fruit of the Spirit so they may open their hearts to the Lord. That's not a pressure. It's a privilege. The most powerful thing we can do is reflect Jesus, not through our words, but through our actions. Consistency, kindness, gentle truth lived out, those fruits of the Spirit. In Matthew chapter 17, Jesus reminds us just how powerful even a little faith can be. He says, if you have the faith as small as a mustard seed, nothing will be impossible for you. Some people we meet may just have that flicker of faith, or even just curiosity. Well, it's our job to protect and nurture that spark. Think of it this way. There are forces out there trying to choke out that spark, just like weeds with Roundup. We live in a fallen world. Spiritual warfare, it is real. What is up is down. What is down is up. We've all experienced or witnessed the world's contempt for Christianity in some way. Well, we want to be the ones who nurture and protect that spark of faith. I remember someone who came into ministry completely closed off to prayer. Didn't seem interested in the least to hear about God or faith. But week after week, they were welcomed. They were treated with respect. They weren't pushed or pressured to hear, nor were they critiqued or judged. They were humbly served, and eventually, they began to ask questions. They asked, well, do we really believe that God exists and that he listens to us? Well, then one day, they asked if someone could pray for them. That didn't happen because someone gave a sermon. It happened because someone showed up over and over again with those fruits of the Spirit. That's the power of faith in action. So think about some ways that you can show that kind of faithfulness, goodness, that fruit of the Spirit that can win souls for Christ. We can listen without judging. We can resist the urge to correct or convert. We can share our stories with humility, not pride. We can demonstrate what faith looks like before we say anything about it. This isn't about hiding your faith. It's about living it so fully that words aren't even needed to understand what it is. Let your actions lead. Let Christ in you draw people in, not push them away. So to summarize, faith is on a spectrum. Everyone is somewhere different on that journey. And when we approach each person with that fruit of the Spirit, that love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control, we make space for God to do what only he can do. Remember, we just bury seeds in the dirt. God does the rest. Now that we've talked about how to love people where they are spiritually, let's zoom out a little bit. We've said we're all called to lead by serving in a way that exemplifies Christ. But have we ever thought of this service as our ministry? Well, we're seeking to lead others to salvation. That's ministry, and that's what we're going to explore next. Thank you once again for spending this time reflecting with me. Together, we will move forward in humble and Christ-centered leadership. Bye for now.